Have you seen Star Wars?
The Book of Boba Fett is coming to an end, and with the end of the series, we can look back at the show and the very weird story that they have been telling in what I consider to be the weirdest Star Wars show of all time. Now, I personally think the Book of Boba Fett has an identity crisis. It doesn't really know what it wants to be as a series, but before we get into all of that, please leave a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel to see my reaction to the season finale. Boba Fett's show went in a route that I don't think anyone could have predicted it would go in. I mean, the series started out focusing on Boba's backstory, mostly what he had been doing during the 5 years between Return of the Jedi and The Mandalorian. But what really surprised a lot of us was the focus on the past for Boba and what led him to The Mandalorian, instead of the present-day story about him becoming a crime lord of Tatooine. The first 4 episodes of the series, or chapters, whatever you want to call them, I'm going to call them both throughout the video, they really focus on Boba's relationship with the Tusken Raiders, and eventually they're explaining why he's motivated to become the best crime lord possible. And at this point in the series, it seemed like the flashbacks were over and we were ready to focus on his journey taking on the Pike Syndicate and the other crime families. Then, out of nowhere, chapters 5 and 6 didn't even feature Boba at all. I mean, chapter 6 had him make a cameo, but he didn't say a single line. I mean, there's 2 episodes in a series called The Book of Boba Fett that has nothing to really do with Boba Fett. It seemed very weird to me to see people upset that fans even complain about this, that there isn't enough Boba Fett in a series called The Book of Boba Fett. People were like, why would you say this? This makes no sense. Why are you complaining about this series not featuring Boba Fett? Well, it's called Boba Fett. I mean, the series was always going to tie into The Mandalorian Season 2, but these past 2 episodes pretty much derailed the entire momentum of the series. After building up Boba's backstory and journey in 4 episodes, it really laid the groundwork for the present-day story playing out in the later half of the series. So imagine our surprise when we take the story in an entirely new, different direction. The Book of Boba Fett doesn't seem to really know what it wants to be as a series. Let's say Mandalorian Season 3 comes out and there's 2 episodes that focus only on Jedi and Sith, but absolutely no Mandalorians. Would you complain, or would you be happy to see more Jedi and Sith? I mean, I think some people are going to be like, well, hey, I wanted to see The Mandalorian in a series called The Mandalorian, but also it's really cool to see these Jedi and Sith. I think people would say and do both things here, and that's what we've been doing with The Book of Boba Fett. I love these 2 past episodes. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a Star Wars fan who hates the past 2 episodes of The Book of Boba Fett. They're really special and amazing episodes and hours of content in the Star Wars franchise, but they're not episodes of The Book of Boba Fett. They're the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian Season 3 by technicality. It's very weird to love something, but to complain about it as well. I love the last 2 episodes, but what the hell do they have to do with Boba Fett? The best argument that we have about these past 2 chapters that really only focus on The Mandalorian is that all of these characters that are featured in these 2 chapters that don't feature Boba Fett at all have been impacted by Boba Fett in some significant way. And like going through the characters, we have Cobb Vanth, who used to wear Boba's armor, and funny enough, if he still had it on, he may have beaten Cad Bane in that showdown or done a little better. But even Cad Bane has a complicated history with Boba. We all know that he's the one who gave him that dent in his helmet in one of the deleted Clone Wars arcs. Of course, Din Djarin has a unique relationship with Boba coming off of Season 2, but even when he visits Luke, we all know that Luke and Han are responsible for Boba's fall into the Sarlacc pit. So all of these characters have been impacted by Boba's story in some way, and they've also impacted Boba's story as well. But with that said, these past 2 episodes haven't really progressed Boba's story at all. At the end of Chapter 4, we knew that Boba needed more muscle to take on the Pikes. And at the end of Chapter 6, we know that Boba has gotten some more muscle to take on the Pikes. Truth be told, how much did these 2 episodes really change the story of the Book of Boba? Not much, if at all. Now, let me ask you this. How much did these last 2 episodes change the story of The Mandalorian Season 3? Pretty significantly. We know now that Din will be going to the mines of Mandalore to seek redemption for taking off his helmet in front of others. Grogu will be making a huge choice on becoming a Jedi or a Foundling, which is something I think will happen in Season 3, but even if it happens in the next episode of the Book of Boba, that still only impacts Season 3 for The Mandalorian. And somehow we also know that Din Djarin will deal with Bo-Katan in Season 3 over the claim to Mandalore, or the future to Mandalore, and basically just the future Mandalore as a whole. Everything has changed for the Mandalorian series, yet nothing has changed for the Book of Boba Fett, and it is very weird in a series called the Book of Boba Fett. It was a very weird choice for the series to focus so much on Boba's time with the Tusken Raiders because a lot of us expected the show to focus on the present-day events. It seems like the series has progressed two things over 6 chapters, and one of them is Boba's backstory and his motivation, and the other is The Mandalorian Season 3. The only thing it hasn't really progressed is the present-day crime war stuff that Boba is involved in, which I assume most of us thought the series would be about given the ending credits of Mandalorian Season 2. The series is very weird to me. I would have never imagined that Lucasfilm would approve of a series that gives you 2 episodes that doesn't even include the main character. I mean, will the Ahsoka Tano series feature 2 episodes that only focus on Ezra and Thrawn, or will that be so badass that it doesn't really matter what the title is? It's not like we have an issue with these episodes or with these stories because they are very good, but at the same time, you don't want to call a series something and then end up derailing that narrative and not really following the title of your own series. Either way, the Book of Boba Fett series has laid down the groundwork for Mandalorian Season 3 and clearly a second season of Book of Boba. My only problem with that is after 6 episodes, I'm not really sure this show has done anything to make me want another season. It makes me want to see Season 3 of The Mandalorian. It makes me want to see what's going to happen with the crime war and everything, but I should have had some resolution to that, at least in Season 1. And I'm interested in the crime war aspect of this series because that's what was promised to me at the start of this series, before the series even came out, is that this was going to be about crime war stuff. So why would I really be interested in a second season with the same premise and the same promise as the first season? I mean, it's going to be hard to sell it to me again by saying, no, seriously, this next season is all about the Crime Lord Wars. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think the Book of Boba Fett knows what it wants to be? Do you like the series so far? Are you okay with it not focusing so much on Boba Fett? And how do you think this is going to impact future Star Wars shows? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the channel to support, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the latest news in Star Wars. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to sub to the Tatooine official YouTube channel. We're doing a reaction to the series finale tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and also follow us on Twitter and Instagram on Tatooine. Thank you all. Link to the description is in below. I'm Star Wars Only. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.